Hey guys, Wayback Rewind here. I'm here with my brand new 5-year-old camera, trying out some of its new features, and today I want to go over one of the things I talked about but I didn't demonstrate in the previous video, and that is the direct connection to hard drive. I didn't have a suitable hard drive. Good thing one was just delivered to my front porch, so I'm going to give it a try here and see how it works. Coming up next, here on Wayback Rewind. Okay, let's get started. I talked about this in the overview video that this camcorder has a way to connect directly to a hard drive. It has a USB port here, and despite the symmetrical appearance of it, it's not a USB-C, Type-C. It's a normal old school connection. So that presents with a little bit of a problem. The cable that comes with this camera is not going to work in and of itself. The end of this cable is the old school USB. The other end is a regular Type A. This will plug into the camera just fine, but there is no hard drive that I own that this will plug into. How do we get around that? Okay, so the way I'm going to get around it is to not use that cable at all. I'm going to use this cable. This is something that I bought for one of my phones. It has the old school USB on this side, and it has the female version of a Type A on this side. Now that cable I just showed you would plug into here, but that's not really going to help me because I don't have any hard drives that this can plug into. So instead, I'm going to use this cable. Now what this does, it has a USB on one side, this has the USB Type A on one side, and this is going to plug directly into the hard drive. So in terms of hard drive, the reason I couldn't demonstrate this in the overview video is I did not have a blank hard drive. My understanding is that this will immediately try to format the hard drive, and I did not have any hard drives that I wanted immediately formatted. So this is what I'm going to use for a hard drive. This is still in the bubble wrap that I bought it in. Now, when I buy hard drives, I like to buy the raw laptop drives like this, connected to this cable that I showed you earlier. The reason I do this is, number one, it's just less expensive to buy a raw drive and hook it into this cable. Second thing, what I found is these portable hard drives have a tendency to fail, and when they fail, it's usually the enclosure that fails, not the drive itself. So I end up taking these drives out of the enclosure and using them with this cable anyway, so it's easier to just start this way. These drives, you would think they're very fragile, and they're in these electrostatic sensitive bags and all that, but it's my experience that these drives don't really fail. All I'm going to do is use this drive to transfer information off of that camcorder and onto here. Why would you do that? One of the ways that you could use this camera is to take it out, shoot all day, and fill up the internal card, and then you might use this connection to unload the card and put it onto this hard drive. I hear what you're thinking. Why don't I just take the card out and put it into my laptop and empty it out that way? And you could, but maybe I'm somewhere where I don't have my laptop. This is a perhaps easier and simpler way to get the information off of your SD card. Basically, with these two cables plus this hard drive, I can now empty out SD card that's in that camera. So we're going to see how that's going to work. This is what I need to make that happen, and let's see how it works. So first thing I'm going to do is open my hard drive up and try not to give it a shock and destroy it right out of the gate. So now I have a raw laptop drive. It's 500 gig. The other limitation is this process only works up to 2 gig. 500 gig hard drive is relatively cheap, especially when you're buying it raw like this. So you can see how this cable mates to this hard drive. This goes in here like this. That's all there is to it. Now this USB connection goes into here like this. Now all I have to do is plug this USB into the camera and see what happens. It's complaining because I need to be in playback mode. So let's go to playback mode. It's complaining because I'm in battery mode and it wants me to connect the AC adapter. Okay, let's hook up the AC adapter and see if the magic happens. Okay, the AC adapter is now connected. External drive has not been formatted for use with this unit. Format external drive. I'm going to go with yes. Formatting will erase all contents. Yes. Now formatting. Wow, that was quick. Okay. This is the first time I've done this. Obviously, I didn't rehearse this, or it would have gone smoother, but I like to do this in real time so you can see what difficulties you might encounter. Okay, let's see what our options are. Simple copy, copy selected files, playback HDD, safe removal. From what I understand, once I copy files to this hard drive, I can play them back from this hard drive. I can't just plug in any random hard drive and start playing images. I think it has to be one that's been formatted to work with. I'm going to go with copy selected files. Copy from SD card to HDD. I'm going to say yes. Do I want video and picture? Video or picture? I'm going to go with video and picture. Yes, that's what I want. I don't remember having 33 videos. Okay, we're done. Took about 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Not the fastest copying operation I've ever seen, but it is done. So now over here, I have a selector that goes between SD card and hard drive. This kind of reminds me of the good old days when we had hybrid camcorders with built-in hard drives. Kind of wish we still did, but now I have an external hard drive, which is very, very interesting. This looks very reminiscent of the hybrid hard drive camcorders that we had back in the day, where you could go back and forth between SD card and hard drive. I'm still scratching my head where it said I had 33 videos. Oh, I understand now. Wait a minute. Okay. Alright. I'm a little slow today. When I saw 505, I was thinking I had 5 images, which kind of almost made sense. That's actually 5 pages. There's 6 per page. Let's see, on 4 pages, it's 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. I actually do have 33 videos on here. I didn't realize I had taken that many. Okay, this is all making more sense now. These are all on the hard drive exactly as they are on the camera. If I go back to the SD card, it looks exactly the same. 33 videos. I have a lot of playback, editing options, which I'm not really going to get into. This button down there is when I'm ready to remove the hard drive. I guess it closes down everything safely so I can eject it without damaging anything. Let's see what other options I have. Let's go back to the hard drive. Playing this video. So I paused it, and I can come up here and press this button here. It will basically screen grab what is there on that image. Now it's saved that as a photo. So the one nuance is that when I screen grab off the video from the hard drive, it stores it on the SD card. So that's kind of weird. So by default, any picture you take goes onto the SD card, even if you're playing videos from the hard drive, which is kind of weird. You can use the scroll up down button, which I find easier, but you can actually swipe this. Although it's kind of a tricky kind of a swipe because it tends to want to select instead of swipe. You can do slideshows from here. That might be useful. In some contexts, you could hook this to a TV and run a slideshow. You can imagine doing that at a birthday party or something. Might be a convenient way versus lugging out a laptop to do that. So I was wondering how I could initiate a copy once I'm in this mode. I could go from here and it gives me a copy from the main menu. Kind of backs out and goes back through the initial process again. I wonder if it remembers that I already did virtually all of them except for those handful of screen grabs that I did. Evidently not. It's going to start over from scratch. Okay, I was hoping it was smart enough to know which ones had already been copied, but when you say copy all, no kidding, it copies all. I guess if you were wanting to just copy a handful of pictures, you could come in here and select the dates, select the scenes. You could come in here, select the ones you want to copy. So it's showing from SD card to hard drive. I picked 9 of 9. It's probably not going to know or care that those 9 were already on the hard drive. It's just going to overwrite them. Which is exactly what it did. So it's kind of a brute force method of being able to move files from a camcorder, which is really not a camcorder. They're really on the SD card. There are a lot more sophisticated ways to copy an SD card, like putting it into a computer. But for a relatively small footprint, I mean, let me back out and show you. I mean, I have the camera, this little adapter, this cable, and I have the raw hard drive. I put it back into the static shielding bag, just to give it some minimal protection, and I can feel it spinning as I'm moving it. So you generally want to be gentle with these, although in my experience they're pretty rugged. I mean, they're not made out of fragile glass. I mean, they're not going to shatter compared to a cell phone, which will shatter if you drop it. You know, this is probably as equally rugged, if not more. So with this relatively small footprint, you know, if I'm out on vacation or something and I don't have a laptop with me, yes, I can take this setup, move my video and pictures onto a small portable hard drive, and then I'm good to go for another day's worth of shooting. So would I actually use this? Maybe, maybe not, who knows? But at least I have demonstrated that it works. You can connect this directly to a hard drive, and you have a way to move files from the hard drive to the camera and back. So there you have it, the hard drive direct transfer method. And as always, please like or subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.